What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. In this video, I'm going to do a pattern test with my Mossberg 835 tactical turkey, and I'm going to be shooting some of this Winchester XX turkey loads, and I got some 3-inch 1 3/4 ounce number 5 shot, and I also have some 3.5-inch 2-ounce number 4 shot, and I'm going to be using the Carlson's turkey choke, and this one has a constriction of 0.675. And again, the shotgun I'm using, Mossberg 835 tactical turkey. It's a 20-inch smooth bore barrel, obviously, and it's actually bored out to 10 gauge, so the bore is actually a little bit wider in diameter than a normal 12 gauge. It has the same bore diameter as a 10 gauge shotgun. So these Winchester XX turkey loads are buffered and copper plated, so I'm really curious what kind of patterns I'm going to get with the Carlson's turkey choke. So I'm going to put the target out at 20, 30, and 40 yards. And let's see what happens, guys. Alright, guys. So I'm going to start with the 3.5-inch Winchester XX. These are 2 ounces, number 4 shot, 1,300 feet per second. I'm going to start with 20 yards, then I'm going to go 30, and then I'm going to go 40. Alright, guys, so the recoil actually knocked over my little patterning board here. Let's take a look. And there's our spread. So I'd say that's a pretty decent spread. I was expecting it to be a lot tighter for that type of a constriction of the choke and the shells being buffered and copper plated. I was expecting a much tighter pattern. It's definitely very effective, but it's a little bit bigger of a spread than I expected. So this is about a 1 foot spread. So as you can see, I got my tape measure here. It's about a 1 foot spread. Yeah, it's about 1 foot. So you can see 1 foot there. So we got about a 1 foot spread. Not bad. And we got the tightest group of pellets here, probably about, I would say, 6 to 8 inches. So pretty tight, but I was expecting it to be much tighter than this. So I'm going to move this back to 30 yards now, and let's see what happens at 30 yards. Alright, guys, so here's our pattern at 30 yards with the 3.5-inch Winchester XX Mossberg 835 tactical turkey, Carlson's turkey choke, and you can see the pattern is pretty wide spread, and we got about 2 foot on the pattern. Okay, just show you guys. So we got about a 2 foot wide pattern, I would say. We got a little dense cluster in the middle there, but it's a pretty wide pattern. It would definitely take out a turkey, no doubt about it, but you'd have a lot of pellets in your turkey. So 30 yards, I'd say, still effective. Definitely would humanely kill the turkey. And we got a denser cluster in here, and this is where I was aiming. I was aiming right in here, so there was kind of a denser cluster in the center, and then some outliers, but I'd say that's a pretty good pattern at 30 yards. So I'm going to set it up at 40 now, and let's see what happens at 40 yards. All right, guys, Winchester Double X 3.5 inch, number 4 shot, 2 ounce turkey shot, Carlson's turkey choke, Mossberg 835 tactical turkey, 40 yards. And you can see at 40 yards, there wasn't enough energy to knock my piece of cardboard here over. Like at 20 and 30 yards, it knocked the whole thing over. But you can see the pellets are pretty spread out across this 2 foot by 3 foot target here. This target is 2 feet wide by 3 feet tall. So the pellets are pretty spread out. But still, I think this would humanely kill a turkey, because you got some density over here in the middle. This is where I was aiming. I was aiming in the middle. You have a good amount of density here. So this would still humanely kill a turkey, I think. Wouldn't be the best case scenario, but you would definitely still kill a turkey. You might have to take a second shot. But check that out, guys. So let's shoot the 3-inch shells, see there's any difference with the 3-inch shells. So we're going to start at 20 yards with the 3-inch shells, and then move to 30 and then to 40. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, so now we're going to do the 3-inch Winchester Double X 1 3/4 ounce number 5 shot. This is buffered and copper plated. This is what it looks like here. Mossberg 835 tactical turkey and Carlson's turkey choke. We're going to start at 20 yards, then we're going to go 30, and then we're going to go 40. All right, guys, so 20 yards with the 3-inch Winchester Double X number 5 1 3/4 ounce, and this actually seems a little bit tighter than the 3.5-inch shells. Look at that. The pattern is nice and tight. Check that out. We got most of the pellets within about a 8 to 10 inch pattern here. Okay, I'll just show you the tape measure. There's 10 inches. So I'd say that's pretty good. I'll just step back so you guys can see a little bit better from far away. So that's a pretty tight pattern. And it looks like we have a dense cluster of about, I would say, 4 inches in diameter. Okay. See that dense cluster there, about 4 inches. So pretty impressive. Seems like the 3-inch has a little bit tighter pattern. So let's move the target back to 30 now, see what happens at 30 yards. All right, guys, Winchester XX 3-inch number 5 shot, 1 3/4 ounce, Carlson's turkey choke, 30 yards, and there's our pattern, guys. Pretty similar to the 3.5 inch. Now, one thing I will mention is that the 3.5 inch shells have a lot more recoil, and you really have to be careful for the buttstock not to slam into your cheekbone. So let me get my tape measure out here and let's measure this pattern here. So we got about a foot, as you can see, densest cluster around a foot. So far it looks like the 3-inch shells have a tighter pattern, and I don't know if that's because there's less pellets or if it's because it's a little bit smaller diameter pellet, but it's definitely noticeable. So check that out, guys. I'm just gonna put the tape measure down so you guys can see. We got 1 foot right over there. Okay, so we step back, you can see about a foot wide, maybe a little bit more than a foot. And then if we go up and down, let's put it there, we probably got about 16 inches or so up and down for the tightest part. Okay, you can see 16 there, and you can see the densest cluster there. So pretty interesting. So far it looks like the 3-inch shells number 5 shot are a little bit tighter than the 3.5. So let's move the target back to 40, see what happens at 40. All right, guys, Winchester XX 3-inch number 5 shot, 1 3/4 ounce, 40 yards, and looks like the pattern is pretty spread out across this sheet, just like the 3.5 inch. Okay, this would definitely still kill a turkey. Probably got about an inch of spacing between the pellets. So this would probably still kill a turkey. Might not be the most humane, but I think it would get the job done. Just like the 3.5 inch shells, I think they would work too at 40 yards, but I think beyond 40 yards is pushing it. So I think really the max range would be 40 yards with the Winchester XX, either 3-inch or 3.5 inch with any kind of turkey choke that's around 0.675 inch in constriction. So pretty interesting results, guys. But it does seem that at 20 and 30 yards, the pattern was a little bit tighter with the 3-inch. And once again, this target is 2 feet wide, so it's 2 feet from left to right and 3 feet from top to bottom. Okay, so I'd say that's pretty good. All right, guys, so I have all the targets laid out over here. I want to just show you the difference between 20, 30, and 40 yards. And I want to show you the difference between the 3.5 inch and the 3-inch shells. So these 3 right here are the 3-inch shells, and up there we have the 3.5 inch. Okay, so let's just take a look. Here we have 20 yards. Look at how tight that pattern is, 20 yards. And here we have 30, and then here we have 40. Okay, check that out. All right, I'll just show you guys again so you can see the difference. So you got 40, 30, and 20 3-inch Winchester XX Carlson's turkey choke, 0.67-inch constriction, Mossberg 835 tactical turkey, which is bored out for 10 gauge. Okay, and let's look at the 3.5-inch now. So there's the 20-yard, 30-yard, and 40-yard targets. All right, and they look pretty similar to the 3-inch. Now I want to just compare the 3-inch to the 3.5 so you guys can see any differences between them. So it does appear that the 3-inch was a little bit tighter, especially at 20 yards and 30 yards. Okay, so here we have the 20-yard targets. There's the 3.5-inch 20-yard target, and then here's the 3-inch. So you can see the 3.5-inch target, a little bit larger pattern. Okay, so there's the 3-inch, and then there's the 3.5. Looks like maybe about 2 to 3 inches larger spread. Okay, and here we have the 30-yard 3-inch, and then there we have the 30-yard 3.5-inch. You can see a little bit larger spread with the 3.5-inch. Okay, not a huge difference, but it's a little bit noticeable. Okay, and then here we have the 40-yard 3-inch, and there's the 40-yard 3.5. Not much difference between the 3.5 and the 3-inch at 40 yards. Okay, as you can see, but noticeable difference at 20 yards and slightly noticeable at 30 yards.